Alright, welcome back everyone to part 3 of my picks video series for Wild Card Weekend in the 2019-2020 NFL Playoffs pool. Third matchup of the pool will be the Hot Guy Bowl. That's between Bobby's team, the number 6 seed Minnesota Vikings, and Cerlini's team, the number 3 seed New Orleans Saints. It's called the Hot Guy Bowl because, well, have you seen him? Add in Cerlini's Top Cop Award and the anaconda he walks around with in his pants on the daily, and what else would you call this matchup? And yes, Nash, I know you started doing the whole Cerlini being a hot guy jokes, and now I've used it twice in videos for this pool. Relax. Also, pay me please, you're the only one. Anyway, moving on. The game will be taking place on Sunday afternoon at 1:05 p.m. on Fox. Spread as of 1:30 p.m. on today, Friday, January 3rd. It's currently set at the Saints, favored by 7.5 on the first two sites that I use. Before I get to the preview and pick, I'd like to thank today's sponsors. Hang on, let me just find it right here. Hang on one second. Today's sponsor is Dutch Master, the number one seller of cigars in the New York tri-state area. I usually like to enjoy watching my football with a nice Dutch Master, some snacks, and some half-closed eyes. Dutch Master is such a good product, I probably look like the owner of previous sponsor Tommy's Kitchen while I'm watching. Or right now, because I'm pretty fucking good, boys. All right, now preview and the pick. New Orleans enters the playoffs after back-to-back years of absolutely heartbreaking defeats in the playoffs. Last year, they were robbed of the Super Bowl trip based on that no call on the pass interference. The year before that, they lost to these Minnesota Vikings on the final play of the game after taking the lead with under a minute left. Teams also played in the infamous Bounty Gate game, 2009 NFC Championship game, which New Orleans won en route to their only Super Bowl victory. New Orleans was 13-3 on the year. They won the NFC South and come in as the number 4 ranked DVOA team, 4th on offense, 11th on defense, and they also had expected wins of 11 this year. So they finished 2 games better than they probably should have, but probably some of that is related to winning some games with Teddy Bridgewater when Drew Brees was out. Minnesota was 10-6 this year. They were the 7th ranked DVOA team, 10th on offense, 7th on defense. They had expected wins of 11, so they were just 1 game below where they probably should have been based on that. Saints are the healthier team coming into the week. Vikings are actually in pretty good position as well. Xavier Rhodes and Dalvin Cook especially were both full participants in practice this week. Minnesota, the road team in this game, was 4-4 on the road this year, while New Orleans, the home team, was 6-2 at home this year. Vikings have 1 All-Pro player, linebacker Eric Kendricks. The Saints have 4. Best receiver in football, Michael Thomas. Right tackle, Ryan Ramczyk. Former Jet linebacker, Demario Davis, and their punter. Not naming him because he's a punter. You got 2 pretty equal teams in this one. The big difference here is that Kirk, you like that, Cousins leads the Vikings. I don't know if anyone here knows anything about Kirk Cousins, but he fucking stinks in big games. Meanwhile, you got Drew Brees, previous Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's 6-1 at home in the playoffs. The one loss being that debacle of the game last year with the no pass interference. Winning average in his games at home is by 11 points. I'm laying the wood with the Saints, taking the Saints all day. It's 7.5 points. I'd probably take them up to 8.5 points. Probably including them in any teasers I do as well. And that's it for now. I'll see you a bit later with my preview of the Seahawks and Eagles.